Being able to sit down in your car and have your phone sync up to your music and your GPS is great. But what are the dangers of having a vehicle connected? Dave Hatter is here with more on that. You know what? I honestly thought about cars being smart or connected with OnStar and Chevy way back in the day. But now you talk about just putting your iPhone into your car and playing Spotify or whatever it is, and all of a sudden you're connected.
It's very convenient, isn't it?
It is.
But it comes with a lot of risks. Not only the fact that someone potentially knows your location at all times, whether it's OnStar or whatever connected vehicle system you might have, because virtually every major manufacturer now has some type of internet connectivity built into their vehicles. But as researchers continue to show in a variety of different ways, and for nearly every major vehicle manufacturer, there's all kinds of ways that these systems can be hacked and potentially cause chaos and or, as some researchers have predicted, and this is kind of an extreme prediction, but death and destruction out on the roads if you could have a mass attack on these connected vehicles.
Well, and again, this is no specific car maker.
No.
I mean, Tesla's a computer in and of itself. Yeah. I mean, all of these cars and their vehicles are built to make your life easier. Well, clearly they do in most cases.
They do, and you bring up a good point, Dan. Now, I think Tesla gets a lot of PR, if you will, around the idea that, it's an autonomous vehicle, it's really a computer on wheels, but most cars are now. I mean, going back to the 80s, most vehicles have had a lot of computer technology in them. They have something called a controller area network that interconnects all these systems, and that's what hackers are going after. So as far back as 2015, some hackers worked with a guy, and they did a big article for Wired that led to the recall of 1.4 million Chrysler vehicles because they demonstrated that they could remotely attack the connected systems in a Chrysler to control its brakes, control its transmission. Now think about this. You're driving down the road at highway speeds, and again, not to pick on Chrysler, but suddenly the brakes slam on in your car. Now, imagine if, let's say, some sort of evil, malicious hacker or a nation-state enemy like North Korea said, we figured out a way to hack every Toyota. And at rush hour at 5 o'clock, we're going to make every Toyota slam on its brakes. Or we're going to make every Toyota accelerate until it impacts something. I mean, think of the potential chaos that could cause. And there are many credible researchers, Georgia Institute of Technology, as well as hackers who have demonstrated these kind of techniques. And unfortunately, so far, it doesn't appear that the automotive industry is really taking all this seriously because there doesn't seem to be any sort of plan. Now, there's a new report out there called Kill Switch, and they're, in addition to pointing out a lot of these flaws, they say basically for 50 cents you could install a kill switch in every vehicle that would allow you to disable its connectivity to prevent these kind of things should that happen.
Is that wise?
I think it's wise because until so many of these things, and every time we talk about this technology, I'm always like Davy Doomsday, and I hate that. But
no, but
so many of these things are rushed to market, and they're more concerned, I think, with getting there first, having all of this functionality, as opposed to is it really secure, is it really safe and stable? And in the case like, again, imagine driving down the road and suddenly your vehicle swerves off the road or the brakes are applied really hard. It could cause substantial injury and death to you and others around you. So in my mind, anything we can do to reduce that possibility, especially if, as these researchers in this report Kill Switch pointed out, you could install some kind of switch that would just flip that off and potentially prevent that, seems like it would be worth it to me.
Well, it's a lot of information to soak in. We're going to have this segment on the website in about an hour, and also you can get a lot more information from Dave on fox19now.com. Thank you, my friend.
My pleasure, Dan.
Good
Anytime.
stuff. Yeah. Hey.